with a long spine, and just shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And then take a deep breath out, let them fall away from your ears. So just starting to match a little bit of movement with breath. So using your inhale, maybe just to create a little bit of tension. And then use your exhale to find a little bit of softening, a little more ease. And do that a few times as you close your eyes, you start to draw in and lessen the distractions around you. Allow your hands to rest on either your knees or right in the middle of your lap. And then just become aware of your breath just a little bit more than before. So just start to trace that long breath in all the way to the top as you fill up and expand. And breathe all the way out. Trace your exhale until you are empty. And do that a few times. Just notice maybe any parts of that breath in. That might feel a little sticky, a little less fluid. And then with every breath out, can you feel that ease just entering your body, allowing you to land, lessening that distraction around you? Notice if your mind wants to wander, that's okay. It's what our minds are trained and designed to be doing all day long. So be easy on yourself. Just notice or get a little bit better at noticing when the breath and the mind maybe become a little disconnected. See if you can bring back the mind to that awareness of your breath in. And that ease on your exhale. So just remembering that balance between effort and ease can certainly exist. Of course, it takes effort to take a bigger breath in. But then you can find that ease on the other side of it as you empty. And take one more big round like that. Take a full breath in. And a bigger exhale. And just start to reach your hands up towards the sky. Feel the sides of your waist grow a little bit longer. And as you breathe out, start to just twist nice and easy over to the right. And then you'll reach your hands back up, grow a little bit taller through the middle. And then use your exhale to just twist over to the left to your degree, whatever feels good. And then you'll reach back up, take a big breath in. Start to drop your right hand down, and then you just lean over to the right. So just starting to move your spine in all directions. As you reach back up, take a full breath in. And then your left hand drops and you just lean over to the left. Reach both hands high. And then start to bring yourself forward onto hands and knees. It's tabletop pose. You can move that pillow off to the side, but keep it close by. And then once you land your hands right underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers really wide. Let your knees be right underneath your hips. And then take lateral movement side to side. So imagine you send your right ribs over to the right, creating like the opposite of a C. And then your left ribs over to the left to create that letter C. Do that one more time. Inhale, draws your ribs over to the right. And then the exhale draws them over to the left. And then you'll come back through center and start to lift your chest here. Take a breath in, maybe lift your tail. And then take a breath out to round your upper back. You can even drop your head if that feels good. And then you'll come back to neutral. Start to tuck your toes under and then press your hips back towards your heels to find a little bit more of a stretch in the bottoms of the feet. You can even rock side to side if that feels good. And then start to walk your hands right in front of your knees. You'll keep your toes tucked under. You'll start to press down into your hands to lift your seat. And then you can even heel toe your feet a little wider apart. Find ragdoll pose. Let your head hang. Big bend in the knees to let your low back lengthen. And then you can sway side to side. Maybe grab opposite forearm. And then release your arms. Keep your feet nice and wide here. Bring your hands to your shins and reach your chest forward as you inhale. And then just bring your hands to your hips. Press down through your feet even more as you stand all the way up, nice and slow. And then take your arms bent along your sides, let your palms open up forward. Take that shrug of the shoulders as you inhale. You might even open your mouth, let out that sigh as you exhale. And then you'll reach your hands up to the sky, take a full breath in like you did before. Drop your left hand down, and I want you to lean over to the left. So you really stretch through your right fingertips. And then you'll come back through center, reach your left hand up to meet the right. Drop your right hand down and lean over to the right. And then you'll come back up through center, reach both hands up. You might even look up if that feels good. And then exhale to fold forward, soft bend in the knees as you drop the hands down. Take your halfway lift, big breath in, reach your heart forward. And then you'll slowly walk your hands to the top of your mat. Find your first downward facing dog. So soften through your knees. So you can feel your low back lengthen. So it's not about how long your legs can be. I would rather you bend the knees. And then maybe you rock your hips side to side. Take a breath in to rise up to your toes. And then use your exhale to drop your knees down to the ground. Maybe lift your heart again, finding that cow, just dropping the belly even. And then exhaling to round into cat as you lift the back of your heart up towards the sky. And then you'll come back to neutral. Start to send your right leg back and just let it float hip height. Pausing here for a moment. And then bend your knee 90 degrees here. I want you to just press your heel up towards the sky. Feel your right leg working. And then as you exhale, maybe it's your right knee towards your nose and you round like cat a little bit. You just bring it in. Now send that right leg straight back behind you, hip height, like you're pressing your right heel back. And then tuck your right toes onto the ground. Now I want you to really press back through the right heel to get that stretch in the back of the leg. Should feel good. And then you'll spin your right heel down. You can start to turn your left toes and draw them back behind you for a little kickstand and reach the right hand up. Take a big breath in. Reach the right hand forward, your right arm alongside your ear. Take a breath in right here. A big breath out. We need to rise up and take your arms out like a T so that right leg stays long. Your right hand travels down towards it as you reach through your left fingertips. And then you'll come back up to long arms out to the side. And then bring your hands back down to the ground. You'll lift that right leg up, take a breath in, let it float hip height. And then drop your right knee next to the left, tabletop pose. And then just sit back on your heels. Let your fingertips just graze the top of your legs. And as you sit up tall here, start to interlace your fingers right in front of you. I want you to press your palms together and then start to just trace an infinity symbol with your knuckles. So you just get your wrists moving in a different way rather than keeping them like this with all of your weight on your hands. So just find this for 3. Still find your breath in and out through your nose. 2. Keep your awareness right here. Last one. You'll keep that clasp of the hands. I want you to rise up onto your knees and reach that clasp up over your head. Use your exhale to tip that structure back with a long back, right? And then you reach your hands forward. Do that one more time. You'll rise back up with long arms. And then you'll tip back, but reach your hands forward. And then you'll rise back up. Split the hands apart. Just step your right foot to the top of your mat. So you're coming into that lunge. Drop your right hand down and then just lean over to the right. So another opportunity to find more length in the side body. And then you'll reach back up, take a breath in. You can maybe even look up only if it feels good. And then take your hands inside of your right foot. You can heel toe that right foot a little bit wider and lift your heart. Take a breath in. Feel the weight rock forward and then pull the weight back. Maybe starting to pick the right toes up. And that right leg doesn't have to be long. The knee can still be bent. And we're going to bring that right foot back to the ground. Bend through your right knee. Tuck your back toes and lift your knee off the ground. Nice and easy, just spin your left heel down and you'll open up to warrior 2. Arms go long. And then once you're there, straighten the legs, reach the arms high, take a breath in, we'll call this flying warrior. And then exhale, sink back down to warrior 2. So just matching movement with breath. 2 more like that, inhale, rise. And exhale to sink with strength. Last one, breathe in, reach up. And then exhale, can you sink, find strength and ease in the shoulders. Now straighten the legs, pick the right toes up. As you parallel them to the left, take a breath in. Can you reach up a little higher? And then just hands through your chest here as you hinge at the hips and you fold forward. Hands can come down, you can soften the knees. Maybe it's even a gentle rock. Side to side, bending one knee at a time, and then the other. Just creating a little bit more space in the hips. And then let your legs come long as you reach your chest forward, thinking like that halfway lift. Hands can be underneath your shoulders. And then you might bend your knees enough to just bring your hands to your hips and stand all the way up. You'll sweep the arms out and up. As you turn the heels in and the toes go out, bend your knees and let them stack right over your ankles. For goddess pose, you can bring your hands to your heart center. And then maybe here you find the same thing, a little sway side to side, shifting the weight from right and left. And this is a perfect pose where we get to find that balance between effort and ease, because it's clearly effort in the legs, but can you find ease in the upper body, in the shoulders, in the face? For 3. Keep your mind on your breath, 2. Nice and easy, last 1. And then you'll straighten the legs, parallel the feet again. You'll reach the hands up, take a big breath in, stretch even taller. And then just find warrior 2 again. Turn your right toes to the front. Let your arms go long. Now reverse your warrior. Your right hand will rise and the right side waist now gets a little bit longer. And then just ever so slowly take your hands down to the ground. They're gonna meet the mat. I want you to drop that left knee down just like before, and then you sweep the arms back up. Take a breath in, you'll face the front. And then weight in that left knee to pick the right foot up. And then just bring the right knee next to the left. Reach up higher, maybe even hook the thumbs. And then bring your hands to the ground, tabletop pose. Once you're there, a lift of the heart or just a dropping of the belly as you lift your tailbone. And then exhale, press down into the ground as you round your upper back. You might even drop your head. And then you'll come back to neutral. And then you just move to the other side. The left leg, it draws back behind you. Find your balance. See if you can start to press back through the heel, hip height. And then bend that knee 90 degrees. Take a breath in to lift the heel a little higher. And then maybe use the exhale, bring that knee in towards your chest. Slight rounding like you were in cat pose. And then you'll send that left leg straight back, hip height. You'll press back through the heel. And then tuck the left toes under. Now you get to really press back through that heel to find a deeper stretch in the back of the leg. You'll shift the weight back forward. Spin that heel down, maybe a kickstand with the right shin behind you. You'll reach the left hand up, take a big breath in. And then use your exhale to reach forward and deepen that stretch in your left side. You'll rise up with the arms out like that T shape. Drop the left hand down your leg and reach the right hand up. Take 1 more breath in. And then slowly bring your hands back to the ground. You'll pick that left leg up, hip height, and then drop the left knee next to the right. Sit back on your heels. Walk the hands up the thighs. Interlace the fingers in front of your chest and then trace that infinity symbol with the knuckles. Again, just for 3. Nice and easy, 2. Last 1. Keep the clasp of the hands. You'll reach them up and overhead. Rise up onto your knees. And then 2 times to tip back and reach the hands forward. Just to ignite the belly, ignite the legs a little more. Rise back up as you inhale. Use the exhale to tip back. And then you'll reach up, split the hands. Step the left foot forward. Now this time, you get to drop the left hand down, reach up with the right fingertips first. Keep that length and you lean over to the left. You'll reach back up, bring the left hand to meet the right, and then bring both hands inside that left foot. You can heel toe that foot a little wider for space. Take a breath in just to shift the weight forward. And then exhale to feel the weight shift back as you pick the left toes up off the ground. A little bit more of a stretch in the back of the left leg. And then you'll rock the weight back forward into that lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground. Spin the right heel down, you get to open up to that warrior two. So your left foot is forward. And then flying warrior, straighten the legs, reach the arms high, breathe in. Use the exhale to sink back down with strength, warrior two. Two more like that, inhale, rise up. Exhale to sink. Last one, breathe in, rise up, even bigger. Use the exhale to sink, make it even bigger, even with ease. Now rise up, pick the left toes up, let them parallel the right. Bring your hands to your hips this time, stand up even taller. Hinge at the hips as the heart goes forward and you fold, bow the chest. And if it feels like a lot in the back of the legs, maybe take your feet just a little bit wider, just a little bit. And you can bend one knee and then the other. Here just for two. Last one. Straighten the legs. You might even heel toe the feet back a little bit closer, bending through the knees. Bring your hands back to your hips, reach your heart forward. Stand all the way up. Bring your heels in, your toes out. Bending through the knees, let them stack over the ankles. It's goddess pose. Hands can come to your heart and maybe you sway side to side. Finding that balance between effort and ease for 3. Softening through the face, 2. Softening through the shoulders, last 1. Straighten the legs, parallel the feet first as you sweep the arms up. Back to warrior 2, the left toes turn forward and you bend into the knee. Reverse your warrior, left hand will rise. And then bring your hands down nice and slow to the ground. Drop the right knee down. So you're just facing the front as you sweep the arms up. Take a big breath in. And then right away, left knee comes to meet the right. Hook the thumbs, elbows wide as you lift the chest. And then hands come down to the ground, tabletop pose. Dropping the belly and lifting the tail higher, think like cow. And then pressing into your hands and rounding through your back, your cat. You'll sit back on your heels. Walk your hands up your thighs. And I want you to keep them there this time so your palms face down and your eyes go straight forward. Take a breath in. Maybe even open up your mouth to let out a sigh. One more like that, full inhale. Full exhale. We're going to find that all again, but go a little bit faster and add on some different movements along the way. So you need to rise up onto your knees, take a breath in, reach high. This time, reach the hands forward as you tip that structure back. Start to reach up, take a big inhale. Step the right foot forward. Take a breath in to reach up higher. Now this time it's a twist. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back behind you. You get to drop the right hand down and reach the left fingertips high. You'll open up. And then bring the hands down inside the right foot. You can heel toe that right foot a little wider. And then maybe start to play with turning your toes, your right toes out towards 2 o'clock. Stay long in the arms. You'll lift the chest a little as you just rock forward. And then rock back. Start to turn the right toes back towards the front, towards 12 o'clock. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground. Spin that heel down, warrior 2. And then you know it. Take the inhale just one time, rise up. Use the exhale to sink back down, warrior 2. And then again, you rise up, pick the right toes up, let them parallel the left. Use your exhale to fold forward and bow the chest. Your hands can find the ground. Take one breath in right here. Maybe bend the knees as you fold forward. Let the head drop. Now take your halfway lift again. Your heels come in, your toes go out, bend your knees. Start to walk your hands to the top of your thighs as you lift your chest, and then just sway here, side to side here for 3. Last 2. Can you sink a little lower? Find that strength, but with ease. Last 1. You'll start to parallel the feet, sweep the arms up, take a breath in. And it's right to warrior 2. Your right toes point forward, the arms go long. Now adding on here, you'll reverse your warrior, your right hand will rise. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. You're just gonna land it there for extended side angle. Your left arm goes over along your ear. As you press your left foot down, take 1 breath in. Back to warrior 2. So again, you'll reverse, right hand will rise. We're going to slowly bring your hands down. As you pick your left heel up, you'll frame your right foot. Heel till that foot a little wider. Drop the left knee down, but listen for the change. We're going to keep your left hand on the ground, reach your right hand up towards the sky and find a twist. And then bring your right hand to your right knee. Start to turn your right toes, maybe wiggle walk that foot a little wider. Turn your toes out to 2 o'clock. So just coming back to that same variation. You'll shift the pelvis forward, so deepen into it. And then exhale, shift it back. I want you to do that one more time. Shift the pelvis forward and stay. Maybe start to stay here, or if it feels good, maybe you start to turn your chest towards your right knee. And just a little twist here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can bend that back knee, maybe grab for the foot. But of course, it's not a requirement. Just take one more huge inhale, huge exhale. To slowly bring the right toes back forward. That right hand drops inside the foot. You'll slowly start to heel to that foot back in line and sweep the hands high. Take a breath in. Pick the right foot up and let that right knee land next to the left. 1 breath in here. Hook the thumbs, elbows wide. And then bring your hands back to the ground, tabletop pose. One last time here to drop the belly, lift the tailbone. And then exhale to round the spine for cat. You'll sit back on your heels. Walk your hands right on top of your thighs. Pause here, take that breath in to stay. And your breath out to empty. 1 more like that, full breath in. Find ease as you exhale. And then slowly again, you'll rise up onto your knees, reach your hands up and overhead. Use the exhale 1 time, tip back, reach the hands forward. And then you'll rise back up. Step the left foot forward into that lunge. Right hand goes forward, your left hand goes behind you. Just an easy twist. And then you get to reverse it. Your right hand will rise, drop the left hand down. Slowly start to bring both hands inside that left foot. You can heel toe it wide. Feel the pelvis shift forward. And then feel it draw back. Maybe pick the left toes up. And you're crawling back in. Maybe start to turn the left toes out just to find that stretch. Take a breath in to stay. And then turn the left toes so they face the front. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee off the ground. Spin that heel down, open up, warrior two. Straighten the legs, reach the arms up. Sink back, warrior two. And then you know it, straighten the legs, pick the left toes up. Let them parallel the right. Stay here for the breath in. And then bow the chest forward. It's your last time here, so halfway lift, chest parallel to the ground. Softening through the knees, the elbows to drop the head if that feels good. And it's your halfway lift again. Start to bring your heels in, toes out. It's your last time, I promise. You stack the knees as you lift the chest. And it's that last goddess pose or horse pose, we call it. Bring your hands right in front of your heart. Here for 3. You might even close your eyes to amp up your breath. Last one, breathing through that discomfort as you parallel the feet. Sweep the arms high, breathe in. It's warrior two, back to the front of your mat. Your left toes swim forward, arms go long. Now reverse your warrior, your left hand will rise. Bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Reach your right arm over your ear. Stay, take a breath in. A bigger breath out. One more inhale to reach through your right fingertips. Back to warrior two, you land. And you'll start to reverse your warrior, your left hand goes high. Bring your hands down to frame your left foot. Low runner's lunge. You can even heel toe that foot wider right away as you drop the right knee down. Right hand can stay on the ground. Left hand can come to your left knee. Turn your left toes out towards 10 o'clock. Now you might just stay right here in this version of a lunge twist. You might start to rock your pelvis forward and then rock it back. Now rock it forward. You might stay. Or maybe start to send your chest over towards your left knee. It's just spinning it there. You're not touching the two together. You're just spinning your chest over to the left. Keeping your neck long, breath strong. If you want to reach for that back foot, go for it. Not a requirement. Take one more full round of breath in and out as you feel that right hip sink a little more. Start to turn your left toes forward as you come out of it. Heel toe that foot a little closer for balance. And then slowly rise up. Bring both hands high. Take that big breath in. So just bring that left knee next to the right. Hook the thumbs as you lift the chest. And then bring the hands down, tabletop pose. This time, take the knees a little wider apart. Your big toes can come together. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Now you can just bring your forehead to the ground and find traditional child's pose, but if you want to use that pillow, you can bring it right in front of you. So just let your chest, maybe your forehead rest right on top of it. And then close your eyes in this child's pose. You might even rock your head side to side as you ground down a little bit more. As you settle and soften the things around you. Take 3 big breaths to land. You'll slowly, when you're ready, come out of it. And just take that pillow, keep it close by. You're gonna swing your legs around. You'll come to a seat. And plant your feet in front of you, just about hips width distance. And wrap your arms around your knees. Maybe grab for your wrists. And then you'll lift your chest. Take a big breath in. Maybe open the mouth to clear it out. And then you can stay here, or if you want a little bit more work, you can hold on to your knees. I want you to keep a long spine here. It's nice and strong. Then maybe you start to tip back so much that just your big toes find the ground. You might stay here. If you want a little more, your hands come underneath your knee creases, and you pick your shins parallel up, parallel to the ground. If you want a little more, you float the hands. Boat pose. You're here. Keep lifting through the chest for 3. Nice and strong. 2. Last 1. Cross your right shin in front of the left, and you'll just sit up tall in that easy seat. Similar to where you started, take that breath in to shrug the shoulders, the breath out to let them soften. Reach the hands up, let the sides of the waist grow a little longer, and then use the exhale to hinge at the hips. Start to bring the pads of your fingers down to the ground. Take a breath in to find more length through the crown of your head. And then use your exhale to stay right here or start to just round forward. And drop the head. You might close the eyes. Just here 3 rounds of breath. As we start to slow things down. You'll start to come up to long arms, lifting through the chest. I want you to take the pads of your fingers, tuck the hands behind you, and then just lift and open through the chest here. You can gaze straight forward. Take a breath in and a breath out. Coming back up to a long spine for a moment. And then you'll just change. Your left shin comes in front of the right. You'll sit up even taller, reach the hands even higher. You'll hinge forward and let the pads of your fingers just find the ground in front of you. So that hinge forward might just be 1 inch, and that's okay. And if you want to keep that long spine, take 1 more breath in, lengthen it. And then exhale to soften through the elbows and you fold. You get to stay here for 3 full and complete breaths. You'll start to walk the hands back towards you. One last time to take the hands behind you and just a slight opening of the shoulders, lifting through the crown of the head. And then you'll unravel the legs like you did before. Stamp the feet, hips width distance apart. Now make sure you have enough space behind you. I mean, to keep that pillow nearby, as you reach your hands forward. And you'll just slowly, one bone at a time, find the ground. Maybe find a long body stretch here. Your legs go long, your arms overhead. You point the toes away from the fingers as they stretch apart. Take your arms down along your sides, palms face down, and then bend your knees, plant your feet, hips with distance, toes pointing forward. Keep the back of your head on the ground. As you press through your feet, you might slowly start to lift your seat up. Just enough to take that pillow and slide it underneath your hips. Just a supported inversion, getting your hips a little higher than your heart. And then if you want, you can stay here, arms down along your sides or out wide. For a little more grounding, it might feel good to heel toe that feet a little wider and knock the knees together. Close the eyes. Let the weight of the head be heavy. Weight of the shoulders, heavy. Even the back of the hands. Stay here, 5 full rounds of breath. Lessening that grip to need to move fast. Or to be on to the next, missing what happens in the present right here. Right here, take one more big breath in all the way to the top. You fill up. You might even open your mouth, let out that sigh, that ha, as you empty. And you can heel toe the feet back in line with the hips. Separate the knees. Press down through your feet, nice and easy, just to slide that pillow right out from underneath you. Keep it close by. Heel toe your feet just a little wider and take your arms like goalposts. Let both knees fall over to the right. Just an easy twist. You'll come back through center and let both knees fall over to the left. And you'll come back through center. Stay here or bring your knees towards your armpits as you hug them in. You can rock a little side to side, maybe grab for your feet for happy baby pose, or you stay. And you'll hug everything in, maybe bring your forehead or nose towards your knees. And then you let everything go here, your legs go long. Arms down along your sides. Carving out enough time to move, of course. But equally important is that space for stillness. Something we rarely give ourselves. So give yourself that gift. If you want that pillow underneath your head for support, you can take it. Allow the eyes to close if they haven't already. Take a big breath in right here. And breathe all the way out to land. Bring your awareness to your toes. Allow them to soften. Awareness to your legs, to your hips, to your belly. And all the way up to your chest. Find that ease. Release tension in the shoulders, in the arms, in your palms, and even the tips of your fingers. Find ease in the neck. Softening in the jaw. Relaxing the eyes. Relaxing the center of your forehead. And even the top of your head, can you let that relax? Just giving yourself that permission to land in stillness. To let every muscle from your toes out through the crown of your head lessen the effort. And embrace a little more ease. Allow your next breath to be just a little bit bigger than the last. And as you trace that inhale in, the exhale out. If you can bring just intuitive, slow, subtle movements to your fingers, your toes. Maybe a slow rock, gentle rock of the head side to side. And then in your own time, just start to bend your knees. You'll roll to your side, but keep your eyes heavy. And start to press yourself up, finding a seat right where you started. Sitting up nice and tall. Slowly bring your hands together in front of your chest. Take that big breath in with effort, fill all the way up. Open up your mouth to find that ease as you empty. Just taking this moment to honor yourself for creating space in your evening, to create space in your body, space in your breath, maybe even space in between your thoughts. You get to choose what you fill that space up with. Bring your thumb tips just to the center of your forehead. And a reminder here to be kind to yourself and to share that kindness in your own way with others. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.